Hello, my name is Blake and this is Jukebox Hero, and today we have a tutorial. And that is something I haven't really done on my channel before, but I decided to do it today, and I hope you guys like it. So the first song we're going to be learning ever is Someone You Loved by Capaldi. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but it's a song that's really beautiful song. Sounds great on piano. It's made for piano, basically. So I'm going to teach it to you today. It's not that hard, all levels, so let's just get right into it. So first, let's start with the intro of the song. The intro, this very iconic thing that you hear, it sounds a little bit like this. So really pretty, sounds amazing. Let's start with our pinky on an F, the F above high C. That's where we're going to be starting. So just start with your pinky on there, that F. It's not the F above middle C, it's the one above high C. So we start right there, and then we alternate down quite a few notes down to an A flat or a G sharp. And we're just alternating between those two notes. And if you want to, you can hold down the pedal just to make it sound more full and stuff. With the left hand, you are going to be just whatever finger you like. I prefer my pointer finger or my middle finger. I'll do middle finger for now, but you're just playing single notes with the left hand. But for this first part, you're just going to play a C sharp while this is going on, and you're just going to hold it. So you're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do that alternation 4 times. And that's the first one. And next up we have, and the way that works is you start, same kind of fingering, you start with your pinky on high C, and you go down to an E flat or a D sharp, whichever one you prefer, whichever name, it's the same exact note. But you just alternate between those two notes, same amount of times, 4 times. And down here, you're going to play an A flat below middle C with your middle finger, and you're just going to hold it for that time. So here's what it should sound like from the beginning. So you kind of just want that smooth feel. And next up, we have the next part, which sounds like this. So for this, you're going to be starting with your pinky on a C sharp and alternating down to an F, the F above middle C. The F, oh goodness, the F above middle C. So you're going to be having a C sharp with your pinky and an F with your thumb. Okay, and while you're playing that right hand, you're going to be playing a B flat with your middle finger. And you're just going to hold it for that amount of time. So it should all sound like... And then, so that's the part we haven't learned yet. We start with our pinky on a B flat, and we go down to a C sharp. And we alternate between those two notes. So, and down here with our left hand, we're going to be playing an F sharp, holding it for the entire time. So, and here's the part. You can play this intro as many times as you want because it's just a good intro. You don't necessarily have to follow the exact song, but when you're ready to go into the song, you're going to play. And instead of going right back to this B flat, you're going to play an A flat. So, because that just gives us a transition into, so that part. And the whole intro should sound something like this. Next part. Now, let's move on to the verse. Okay, so now for the verse. And before we get into it, I just want to talk about why I'm teaching these tutorials. It's because I want to give you a shortcut way to play these songs without having to do all the complicated stuff. And here's an example of what I'm doing with that. Like, for example, with this left hand, in the song, he's playing what you'd be playing in the intro, but you have to kind of stretch your hand a lot. And I just want to make it kind of easier for you if you are struggling, if you struggle to get that sort of reach. So we're just going to start with the left hand because it's the simpler part. So you're going to start with your pinky on a C sharp, a low C sharp, and you're going to alternate to an A flat. Hopefully you can see that. And if you see these tripod legs, by the way, I have an above angle up there. It's switching between, just so that you can see the notes. So you're just alternating between those two. And then, next up, we start on an A flat, and we go to an E flat. So it should go. And then next, we go to a B flat and an F. Then, finally, we end on an F sharp and a C sharp. So that thing should sound like... Playing it slow. So you're just alternating throughout that for the whole song. So now let's move on to the right hand, which starts on an A flat. So we're just going to play that a couple of times. So you're just going to play it twice. And then you're going to go down to an F with your thumb. And that's going to start us off to the... like that. So you're going to play that twice, and then go down to the F. And then you're going to go back to this A flat. And then you're going to go back to the F. And then back to the A. And do it one more time. So you're just alternating after you play this A flat twice. So just play that a couple of times. I think it's 3. Yeah, it's kind of a weird... You're only playing the F a couple of times, and just think of it as you're playing this twice, and then you alternate between these. Like, if you know the melody of the song, it'll just come to you, and you can always rewatch the video to make sure how many times you play that. So, right? And then... So right there, you're going to play a B flat and a C. And then you're going to go back to the B flat. Like that, so very slow. So that's the next part. After you play... So... And then you're going to play this A flat twice. And then back to the B flat. And then back to the A flat. So. Right? And then we go down to the F once. And then we go to an E flat. And you're going to play that with your pointer finger. We'll talk about fingering in a second. So. And just for context, here's what it'll sound like with the left hand. So it has a very pretty sound. And now let's talk a bit about fingering and how to play it. So you're going to start with your middle finger, just because we already know the oh goodness, we already know the melody. So all you have to do is just you start with your middle finger, and then you're going to your thumb, so on that alternating pattern. Then you're gonna, when you go up to this B flat, sorry, you're gonna play it with your ring finger. Your pinky's gonna be used for the C, like that, and then you're going to still use your middle finger for this note, and then still your thumb for, so it's just the same for every single note. You've got your thumb for the F, middle finger for the A flat, ring finger for the B flat, and your pinky for the C. And then here's where it changes. You're going to go down to an E flat, and you're going to play your pointer finger. Because to go like this, it's very clunky, and it doesn't feel right. So you can connect those notes by playing it with your thumb and pointer finger. And you can always rewatch the video and make sure you know where those are. So now let's talk about putting them together, the left hand and the right hand. So you don't start them together at the same time. You don't go. There's a little bit of an offbeat. You first go. So you start with this note just all on its own. And then once you get to this, on this alternation, once you get to the second note, then you start this. Try and play that a couple of times. Pause the video and play that a couple of times. Because all you need to do is get that in there. Once you get to where that syncopation is, then you're good for the rest of the verse. So that's one part that I want to talk about. So it's just, you're basically playing a note for every single left hand note. So after you get that syncopated rhythm in there. Sorry. And then here, you hold this F for a little bit longer while you play down here. So if you just think about the melody of this song, I don't know the words, but it's like so it doesn't go bumma. Just think about holding that for an extra kind of second before you go to this next note. And then you just keep on going with the left hand. So that's basically it. That's basically the whole verse, because next it goes after this. Same thing. And then it goes into, which we'll learn next. Okay, so next is the kind of, I don't really know what kind of section to call it, but it's not like a bridge. It's kind of like a pre-chorus sort of thing, and it sounds something kind of like this. And then we're into the chorus. So I guess it is sort of a pre-chorus thing. So it's the same left hand. This left hand kind of rides it out throughout the whole song, except for only one part. So the only thing changing right here is the right hand. And the way it's going to work is you start with your thumb on an A flat. You start with your thumb on an A flat, right there, and you put your pinky on an F. And you're not going to play it like that. I just want you to get your bearings for where we are. So you start by playing that A flat a couple of times. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you play it 7 times, and then you go up to this F, like that. And you hold that for a couple of beats. So almost as long as this part. So basically you're just holding this one a couple of beats, if you think about the melody, like I always say. So then you play that 3 more times, this A flat, and then you go back up to the F. So, and that's our new note. Then you're going to go to an E flat. So you're not holding the F this second time, you just go right down to that E flat. And then we go back to the A, this A flat. So you're only playing that 4 times. You're only playing this A flat thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go back up to this E flat. So like that. And then you're going to play this F again 3 times. So you have to play that 3 times. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, E flat, D flat, like that. Like that. So the whole thing should sound like this. And then lastly, we just go B flat, A flat. And then you do the same exact thing again. Until we get to this part. So after you play... So you're going to go back up to the F, and you're going to play it a couple of times, because then this is where the melody kind of changes, so... And then you're going to play it once more, and then go down to this E flat. So you can think of it as 6 or 5 and 1. You can just go... And you're going to play that E flat twice. So you can either think of it as playing 5 and then 1, 2, or you can just think of playing 6 Fs and then 2 E flats. And then you go down to the D flat and play that a couple of times. So that next note is the E flat again. So you play that twice, and then you go up to the E flat and play it 3 times. So that whole thing should sound like, well, from this part. And then you're going to hold that 3rd note for a little bit longer, and then go down to this C sharp or D flat. So the whole thing from that part should sound like this. So I'll play it really slow. And then we go into the next part. If I did do some notes that looked different at the beginning, I apologize. I think I may have played something a little bit wonky. If you think so, go back in the beginning of the video. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to play the whole thing all the way through, very slow. So you'll be able to just... And after you learn all this, you'll probably just refer to that video just so that you can watch what I do with that. So now that we've gotten the beginning, verse, and pre-chorus, it is time to move on to the chorus. So yeah, now the chorus, and this is the big, as every chorus is, it's the big kind of climax in the song that happens a couple of times, and it really brings it through. But with this song, it's kind of different. It's not this whole, like, ginormous, I don't know, or something like that. It's not this ginormous, super, I don't know, crazy chorus. It's kind of subtle, but it really does bring the song together in a very powerful way. So we're going to start, as a side note, the left hand is still the same for the entire thing. And we're going to start with our thumb on a C sharp. So you're just going to play that a couple of times, 3 times to be exact, and then you're going to go up to an F sharp, right there, and then you're going to play an F natural. So after you play the first, this first, like that, then you're going to be playing basically the exact same thing. It's like, just like that. So just 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So, and that's the part where he's just saying, and now the day bleeds into nightfall. So, and then you do kind of the same thing again, like that. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then F sharp, F natural, and then E flat. And then you're going to play this C sharp again 3 times, and go up to this A flat. So yeah, a lot of notes going on right there, but here's what it should kind of sound like. So you're going to play that twice, this A flat that we just learned, and then you're going to go down to an F. So that whole thing should sound like... And you can always watch the video back again to learn the fingering, but it's kind of, you're keeping your thumb around the C sharp, and you're keeping your pinky around that A flat, and then all the notes kind of in between are just going to be what kind of feels natural. So because your hand, it'll do some weird stuff sometimes, but just as long as you keep within that range of those 2 notes, then you should be good. And you can always, like I said, at the end there's going to be a slow version of this, and you'll be able to watch it from there. So, and with the left hand, this first section, like I said, the left hand is the same thing. And since we're playing, we just came from the section that was like... go into this section, we're going right into that those 3 C sharps. So after we're playing, so we go right into that. That was the wrong note up there, but it should sound something like this. And that'll set you up for the right rhythm. That's another part that we need to talk about. So just that first section, without playing it into it. And then next, we just have kind of the same thing. And then here's where it changes up a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So, and that's when he's like, and then you pulled the rug. So, just like that. And so, you're playing kind of the same notes, just in a different spacing, I guess, is the best way to put it. Then we're going to go back up to this F natural, which is where he's like, I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved, and that's where this is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to play that 7 times. And then you're going to go down to an E flat. Just like that. And you're going to play it twice. And then you're going to go down to a C sharp and play that twice. So... Then you're going to go back up to this E flat, and then you're going to play it 3 times, and then go back to this C sharp. So there's a lot of alternating going on. So it should sound something like this. I'll play it really slow. So just something like that. And then in future choruses, depends on what you want to do. It will repeat the chorus right there. It'll be... and it just repeats that same thing again. But for now, we'll just end it right there on that. So we'll start from the beginning. We'll start with a lead in right there. I'll just play it for you, and it should sound something like this. And then you can go into it again like that. So lots of fun stuff going on, like really awesome writing. This song is really cool. So I'm super excited to be teaching this, and we don't really have that much left to go. We only have a bridge section that sounds, it kind of feels like the climax of the actual song, which is kind of weird because the chorus is supposed to be that, and it's actually the bridge. So let's go ahead and learn that next. Okay, so now let's talk about the bridge, this part that sounds something like this. So I mean, that's kind of all there is to it. There's a little bit of finagling we have to do on the second section, but other than that, we are good to go. So all we need to do is start with our pinky on a B flat. We're up here in the high C octave. So we have our middle finger on an F sharp and our pinky finger on a B flat. And you just play those at the same time. So you're going to hold it for 2 beats. And then you're going to play it twice faster, I guess is the best way to put it. But you're just going to hold it like that. So 1, 2, 3, and like that. So 1, 2, 3, and So it's kind of an interesting amount of time to hold that note. But if you just think about it, just count in your head 1, 2, 3, and like that. So 1, 2, 3, and you should probably get it pretty good. And then after that, that's kind of the only super weird syncopation we have to do. So after that, and you're gonna play it one more time. So, and then you're going to switch to having your middle finger on an A flat and your thumb on an F natural. Sorry, struggling with my words right there. But you're gonna have your pinky. You're gonna have your middle finger on an A flat and your thumb on an F natural. Those 2 notes. And you're gonna play those twice. So just try that. Pause the video and try and play it on your piano. And then we're gonna switch to a kind of a weird position. We're going to have this is the chord that we're going to be kind of playing. So we're going to have our pointer finger on a C sharp and our pinky on an F natural. We're going to play that 3 times. So that whole part should sound like... So it's kind of weird rhythms and stuff, and the only reason why I'm really talking fingering right here is because it's really important. And next up we have another 2-note combo, which is a C natural and an E flat. So C natural is played with your thumb, and the E flat is played with your middle finger. Like that. So that's like a C minor sort of triad thing. So we have a C and an E flat, and we're just going to play that a couple of times. So after the, just twice. And then you're going to go back to that chord that we just learned, same fingering. So after it goes, you're just going to play it once, and then you're going to play an E flat and an F sharp. An E flat with your middle finger and an F sharp with your pinky. So just like that, it should sound like this. And then you're going to go back down to that chord that we just learned, that C and the F, C sharp and the F. So. Then you're going to go back to this C and the E flat. And then you're going to play a B flat and a C sharp at the same time. And that's going to be kind of our ending for that phrase. So there is a lot going on right there, and I know it's a lot. But you just need to practice it a bunch and just pause right here and try and nail down these rhythms, because it'll help you with the next section of this bridge part. Okay, so now we have the rest of this bridge part, which just goes like... So we start with the same two things, but we just play the second one 3 times. And then you're going to play this chord twice, the C sharp and the F. And then you're going to go down and play an A flat, a C, and an E flat. Twice. So. Great. So, and that's the entire right hand, sorry. And now let's talk about the left hand. And all it is you're starting with an E flat and a B flat. And then you're going to go up to an F and a C sharp. Then you're going to go to an A flat and a C flat. So... So you play the first one 6, the second one 2 times, and then the last one 8 times. And then that's all you have to do for the bridge. And then next, we have the end of the song. The last part of the song is something you already know. It's just in a kind of a different way. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so for this last part, it's the part that makes everybody cry, basically. It's the part of the song that's really high up, and it's like mega sad. So it kind of sounds something like this. So all you have to do is, I don't even need to teach this to you. All you need to do is play this, all this stuff that you learned in the chorus. But instead, you're gonna play, let's see, whichever octave you want to play it in, you can play it here, or you can play, personally I think that's a bit too high, but if you look from the above angle, I'll show it now, you'll see that they're kind of next to each other instead of this one being down here, and you're gonna play the right hand where it is. And instead of alternating these left-hand notes, you're just going to play them like that. Like that for the rest of the chorus. And then once you get to the end, that's like... Then you can go back to the regular chorus, and then you kind of jump into that regular chorus. So then it kind of builds right there. And then the last part of the song is kind of interesting. After you finish the second chorus, you start to go into another chorus. You start to go. But after you go into that weird like beginning chorus thing, it should sound like this. So you can play either one you want. Just watch the video. Just make sure you're not going like that, alternating. Just play the chord itself. Or you can go. And then you keep playing the rest of this left-hand chord progression, but then instead of going for the rest of the chorus, then you just go. Then we're going to end on that chord, and we'll talk about that in a sec. I was alternating on these. You're not supposed to. Just play it like. And then finally, we're going to end with, if you can play octaves, then play a C sharp and a C sharp. Play a C sharp octave, and then play an A flat with your thumb below middle C, and then play a C sharp and an F. And you can get that really full, and make sure to play it lightly, and then you can end your song really beautiful, and it's a great song, and that's just, a great song deserves a great way to end. So just make sure you keep it soft and don't be like, that doesn't work. So just make sure that you're playing it softly and that you end it with an attitude of instead of yes, So just do it, just kind of feel it out when you're playing this song. But those are all the notes, and now here is a clip of me playing the entire song very slowly all the way through from the above angle. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please comment down below and give a like. If you did learn this song, comment that you learned it, and comment if you like this tutorial and stuff like that. I love hearing from my subscribers, like I say all the time. And I can do more of these tutorials. If you like them, I really want to know, because I will do any song that you want. The door is really open for anything, and I'm super glad I got to do this. Please let me know any tips that you want to see or better ways to do these tutorials. I had a bunch of fun filming this. I hope this teaches you something, and I hope that after watching this video you have some hope to learn more piano and practice and keep learning this song. So I hope I taught you something new today, and I will see you next week with a brand new video.